I'm going to be talking about the case of Max Butler and Carter's Market. So who is Max Butler? Max Butler was a hacker who had started a consulting business, and through this he rented himself out as a hacker to different companies. Even though he had this job, he still spent his free time on private networks and was ultimately able to create backdoors into American federal government websites. This was his first cybercriminal offense, and he was eventually arrested, but after his release, he didn't stop with his activities. This time, he partnered with a man named Christopher Aragon, with whom he would go to various hotels and use the Wi-Fi to steal credit card information from other hackers. Eventually, Butler became advanced enough to create his own carding forum. So the question in this case is, what exactly is carding, and what are carding forums? Carding is a process that occurs when cybercriminals create online shops that facilitate the buying and selling of stolen card data. Carding data has the ability to be duplicated and recycled, which means that there can be a great amount of financial loss for cardholders. Cybercriminals who engage in carding forums can use the credit card information and sell that information, or they can buy goods with that information and then sell those goods for money. In the case of Max Butler, he created a carding forum called Carter's Market in 2005. In this, he offered similar services as other carding forums such as tutorials, links that aid in network intrusion, and messaging functions that allowed members to buy and sell stolen information and other services as well. By 2006, Butler had been able to take over 4 rival forums, which had increased the membership for his forum to 6,000 people. By 2007, Butler had thousands of members worldwide, and this had created the largest marketplace for stolen card information at the time. It's important that we look into the issue of carding because credit card fraud is among the most common types of identity theft. There has been a huge increase in the number of credit card frauds and identity thefts. 2019 was reported to have the highest number of identity thefts. It was 160,000 more than 2015. These numbers showcase how prevalent credit card fraud and identity fraud are. So what can be done to resolve the issue of carding? To explore this, we need to look at 2 things. 1, areas of research that need to be further studied, and 2, actions that can be taken to prevent credit card theft. Human behavior and human psychology are important areas to further research because one study found that the majority of carders and hackers make mistakes in their work due to various human errors. Sometimes cybercriminals will become overconfident, lazy, or will trust the wrong tool or provider. More studies must be done on the patterns and habits of carders so that we can identify how and when they falter. This would help in creating policies amongst law enforcement and how to approach carding forums. In terms of policies that can be implemented more immediately, an important strategy would be increasing the number of undercover agents in carding forums. This does 2 things. Firstly, the increase in undercover agents would reduce trust amongst cybercriminals and will make them less likely to engage with one another. Secondly, this will allow agents to have more insight into the operations of certain carding forums and have knowledge on the way that they are organized and the individuals that are involved in facilitating and creating them.